Hello, welcome to the course of the V-Ray for Sketchup. Okay, so whenever you open Sketchup, you will see these toolbars, what you see over here on the screen. We have generally these four toolbars. First is V-Ray for Sketchup, then we have V-Ray Utilities, then we have V-Ray Lights, and we have V-Ray Objects. This is for the version V-Ray 4.0, or we can say V-Ray Next. Okay, if you have a lower version than this or a higher version than this, you won't be able to see these many toolbars. Now, talking about these toolbars, there are various separate functions and they are segregated into different types of toolbars, as you can see on the screen. Whenever you open the V-Ray or SketchUp, at present you can see the toolbars, but many a times it happens that you are not able to see the toolbars what you see right now on the screen. So what happens for that? Say consider right now that these toolbars what are there, they are not available. So let me just click it there and show you the way sometime it happens. I'm closing this. See, okay, now I want to have the toolbars which were there. So from where can I get them? For that I need to go to the panel. In that panel I need to go in view toolbars. In toolbars I will drag down this and there will be a list of V-Ray toolbars: V-Ray for SketchUp, V-Ray Lights, V-Ray Objects, Utilities. When I just tick mark, they will appear on the screen and you can see. Okay, then after doing this, I will click on close, and after clicking on close I will have the toolbars again on my screen. Now they are at present, you can see V-Ray SketchUp, V-Ray Utilities, Lights and Objects. Now V-Ray for SketchUp consists of the basic tools and commands related to the renderings and the settings and all. In utilities there are many options regarding the textures and materials. In lights the options of lights, and in objects you have many V-Ray objects related to this which can be used for the rendering purpose. So these are the four toolbars which are provided in the SketchUp for various rendering purpose and to help them in the rendering process. Okay, now seeing in detail regarding this toolbar video for SketchUp, there are many icons in this. Let us see them. You can see the black and the gray icons as well. Okay, so first of all we have the asset editor, which is also known as the control panel of the V-Ray. Okay, let us click there. When I click there, a window will appear and you can see on the top it is written V-Ray asset editor. Okay, so in this asset editor you can see many icons and all. Now let me close this. Let me move on to this another icon that is known as render. This is known as progressive render. The final render what we give is initiated by clicking on this, as you can see on the screen. I have clicked and you can see this. Okay, and this will render in a frame buffer what you can see right now. So let me close this again. Okay, after that we have an interactive render. Okay, it is similar to the progressive render, but I can see a finger and a hand in this icon. So it is also known as live simulation or live synchronizing, as provided by many other rendering software. So when I click there, you see I can see it is like a similar to the progressive render, but when I move my SketchUp camera, it automatically changes the view and shows me the rendered image of the model or an object whatever I see on the screen. You can see I'm rotating it and it is pixelating and giving me the rendering. So this is showing me live synchronizing. So whenever I move my camera, it shows me this, and this interactive render also will happen in this frame buffer. And here I have an option of stop. When I click on this, it will stop, otherwise it will keep on initiating the renders. Let me close this. Okay, now in this toolbar, after that we have viewport render. Now viewport means what you see right now on the screen. I am moving the cursor. Okay, with the viewport, what I see of the SketchUp, whenever I initiate this viewport render, what happens that it will render in this viewport, not in any frame buffer. So whenever I move, you can see on the screen, it is not showing me in any frame buffer, it is showing me in whole screen. So this is a difference between the basic difference between viewport and interactive. Similarity, if we talk about, both are similar, but a slight difference is there. In viewport, it will render in the viewport, and when I talk about the interactive render, it will render in the frame buffer. So I'm stopping this viewport render now. Okay, and after that I have few gray icons. Okay, I have one black icon of frame buffer as well over here. Okay, when I click there, it will show me the frame buffer, as you can see on the screen, and there are many icons in this frame buffer. Okay, which we'll see in the end how they are useful to me in the rendering. Okay, it shows me the title and the resolution and the zoom level of the image, as you can see on the screen. Okay, so let me close this again. So this was the introduction regarding this first toolbar video for sketch. Okay, now after seeing the first panel, there are three more panels: video utilities. Okay, in gray utilities also we have many black icons and many grayed out icons. First of all is enable solid widgets, then hide video widgets, remove materials, triplanar projection world, triplanar projection fit, then we have spherical projection world, we have spherical projection fit, and we have option of scene interaction tool. Okay, so these are some of the icons and the commands in the video utilities panel. Now this deals generally with the textures and the materials what are provided, and also with the widgets of the V-Ray. Okay, here I have solid widgets. Okay, which will generally, when I place any V-Ray objects or widgets, they will be in a wireframe mode. When I tick them, when I have them in the model, and when I click on this, they will convert into solid. Means not a wireframe. It will create a solid faces of them. So when I click that, this happens. Then after this, I have by hide V-Ray widgets. In hide video widgets, say if I want to hide my widgets, don't want to show in this model, I can click there. Now after this, I have remove materials. If I have applied some material, I want to remove them from the surface, I can click on this. After this, I have triplanar projection world, triplanar projection fit. Now see, when we talk about geometries, we have cube in which there are three planes. Okay, so fit and world means, fit means the texture will automatically adjust accordingly to the ratio of the texture will automatically adjust according to the geometry on which it is being applied. Okay, so fit generally, the ratio of the texture will be in such a way that it will map accordingly. And we have world. In world, what happens, as we take the example of the passport size photographs, we have in a tile format. Okay, so whatever is the aspect ratio of the image, it has the uh, in world, it has like the format of a tile. So same ratio will be repeated like a tile format. And in fit, what happens, the ratio of the image, it will fit as per the dimension of the plane or the face of the geometry wherever it is applied. Okay, so we'll see that when we move further. Okay, then after that we have spherical projection as well over here. Basically, there are two common geometries, cube and spheres, right? Cube consists of three planes, but sphere consists of 360 degrees. Okay, so when we apply some material, during that time we'll see. Now we have V-Ray lights over here. As we are dealing with the 3D rendering, okay, we also need to have some artificial lighting to illuminate our scenes. Okay, so for that, V-Ray has provided many types of light. We have rectangle light, spherical light, spotlight, IS light, omni light, dome light, and we also have mesh light over here. Okay, so this was video light panel. Then after that I have video objects, in which there are many objects which I can create for the video. Okay, first one is the, in this case you can see I have both. This first is infinite plane, then we have of proxies, we have add photo selection, we have convert mesh into clipper in these objects. So when we talk about this, there are total in number 5 types of objects which I can create, which will help me in V-Ray rendering. Okay, so these were remaining 3 panels, which we will deal with them in the later videos. Okay, now let us explore the V-Ray asset editor, what it has. I'm clicking on this V-Ray asset editor. Okay, when I click, as I showed you previously, that a window will appear of V-Ray asset editor. Okay, you can see written over here. There are many set of icons on the top as well as the bottom of the window. Okay, and here the area you can see list is given of materials, lights, textures. Okay, so the area where this list is given is known as scene, as you can see over here on the screen written search scene, right? So this has various sets of icons and panels and this. Now as you can see on the right I have an arrow. When I click, what happens? It shows me a material. I can collapse and expand. And same way on the left I also have few material library, okay, which is the V-Ray default library, and render ready materials are provided in this, as you can see. In this I have two options. I can create a material, customize material on my own. So you can see over here many materials are listed. What happens in this, that many materials, the basic settings are provided. I can customize the color and many more properties over here. Now I want to have the ready-made materials. Here are ready-made materials. You can see I have bricks, concrete, painted, many more materials. You can see I'm scrolling down. Carpent I have, then I have porcelain, concrete, and I have LED, carpet, curtain, as you can see. Okay, so this is a render ready material, but it shows me a long list. If I want to have the subcategories, I can click there, and I only have the brick materials right now, as you can see on the right screen. Okay, if you want to have concrete, when I click there I get only the concrete materials. If I click on metal, it only shows me metal, so it becomes easier for me to select the material rather than browsing the whole library. Okay, so this makes quite easier for me to segregate and use them. Now as you see over here below, I have some more set of icons added. You can see here plus, minus, and here is a change in the view, list and grid pattern. Okay, and on the left you can see here is a layout of row and column, and on the left if I want to add some new file system I can add over here. Now at present you can see it is in a list format. It is showing me the names and the preview as well. When I click over here, see on the right, I can see in a box format in a grid pattern, but there is no name listed. When I place the cursor, it shows me the name. Okay, so I can zoom in and zoom out as well this. Okay, and I can change from here to grid view and list view. Okay, as you can see I have done. Again click grid. Now if I want to zoom the preview of the material, I click on this, and I click on this to this much level, it can zoom. Now when I press the minus zoom out, I click on this, you can see. Okay, so till this level I can reduce the zoom level. Now I'm increasing this. I prefer this one, so I'm keeping it right now. And right now when you see over here whole layout, this is right now in a row format, this is in a column format. So whatever you feel comfortable, you can use that. Okay, I am comfortable with this column layout, so I'm keeping this. So I'm collapsing this now. So this was regarding the video asset editor. Now when I click on the right again, what it shows me, a material is selected, it shows me the preview of the material, and there are many editing panels provided over here: VRay, BRDF, bump mapping, displacement, and binding. Okay, so these are was the introduction to the VRay asset editor. As we have seen in the previous video, regarding the V-Ray asset editor basics. Okay, now let us see in more detail what are the properties and all the things which are related to this. Now, pondering over to these materials at present, you can see I have a model over here in the SketchUp screen. That model has many materials and textures applied, as you can see: mark hair, mark pant, shirt 1 2 3, shoes, and many more things. These are all the materials which are applied on this specifically. So these are the materials I am showing you. Now when I am dealing with this, because in V-Ray I have whatever materials are provided in the SketchUp, the same material will be displayed in the V-Ray asset editor. Okay, after this, now when I right click on this, okay, there are many operations and functions which I can provide on this material. Okay, at present I have selected the material known as mark hair. Okay, when I right click on this, I have many set of icons. You can see on the screen almost 8: select object in scene, apply to selection, rename, duplicate, save as, delete, and uses replacement. Okay, so now let us see. So see here, at present I know that this is a hair, but even in a complex model, if I want to know where this material is applied, what I can do, say I want to select the material of mark hair. Okay, click on that. After clicking, I will right click on this. Okay, and I click on select object in scene. Okay, now when I zoom to this material at present, okay, you can see a dotted selection has appeared on the hair material what is selected. Now after this, you can see, now I'm selecting the mark shirt. See, I'm clicking over here, then right click, select objects in scene, and you can see on the screen that the material shirt has been selected. The same way, if I select on skin and right click, you can see the skin material is selected. So whenever you want to select any material, click on that, then right click and select objects in scene. So you get this way. Now another one is apply to selection. Say I want to apply this material to some selection. So let me consider this at present the mark here. Okay, I want to apply this material, I want to change this material. Okay, say I want to apply the material of skin to the hair. So right click, I selected at present the mark here. Okay, and applied over here. So you can see change in the material, how I can apply to the selection. So this way I can use the option of uh, apply to the selection in this way. Now after this I have an option of apply to layer. If I am working in layer, I'll use this option. At present I am not working in layer, so I won't be showing this. Now after this I have an option of rename. If I want to rename the material in this case, so I can right click and click on rename, and you can see a typing cursor has appeared. So I'll select this and type the name whatever I want. Okay, I will write here hair material. Okay, yeah, now I will write and press enter. Okay, and another way of renaming this way, similar pattern I can do, but I can, in another way, I can double click on this and then edit the material. So this is the second way I can rename the material. One was by right clicking. Okay, now after this we have option of duplicate. Generally we create a duplicate. For duplicate, we generally create a duplicate for this. So right click and click on duplicate, and you can see over here a skin material has been duplicated. So skin material, what is there, is applied in the model at present, and whatever I have a duplicate, I have not applied anywhere else. Okay, so only a duplicate has been created. Now after this I have an option of save as and delete as well. So when I click, now if I want to save this material and use in some another model, so what happens, it will export into a format of .vrmat and .vismat. So I'm saving this material on the desktop, and you can see over here skin material, and I'm clicking on save. So now when we go to the desktop, you can see on this desktop this is a skin material and having the extension .vrmat. So now this material, if I want to have it inside the SketchUp. Okay, I want to have this material inside this, and here I have one option of delete as well. And this was not in the model, so I right click and delete on it. Okay, the same material I can delete it by right click and click on delete. Okay, and I can also click and just press the delete button to delete. As you can see on the screen, I am doing it right now, and slowly all the materials, they keep on disappearing, and you can see I removed all the materials in this. So you can see here now there is no material being displayed over here. In this section we'll be seeing how to apply the V-Ray materials in SketchUp model. And to understand this, we have 4 spheres over here. We'll be applying different materials on all these spheres. On one we'll be applying brick, one glass, one metal, and one wooden material. To understand the various materials of V-Ray. Okay, so now as you can see on the screen, there are 4 spheres. Now let me go to V-Ray Asset Editor. Okay, I'm zooming it out and placing the screen properly. I'll click on V-Ray Asset Editor. Let us wait for a few seconds till it arrives. Okay, now let me place it properly. At present there were many materials over here, so I'm deleting this. Click and click on delete material. Now I want to apply materials on this. As I don't have any materials, click on this, expand this. Okay, first I'll select the surface of this. In this materials, I'll click this. I'll be applying a brick material. Okay, first one, I have this material, I'll be applying this. Select this, right click. Now I have add to scene and apply to selection. I click on apply to selection, so it will get applied. Now let me zoom and see what is the scene over here regarding the texture. Oh yes, the texture what I see is not properly wrapped as per the sphere. You can see these are the jagged textures. Now what to do, how to resolve this? For this, what I will do, I will go to the V-Ray utility. You can see over here. Now when I select this, the V-Ray utilities, you can see this has appeared black. Now here I'll be selecting on spherical projection world. Okay, now when I just click when I talk about this spherical projection world, that means tile format, and spherical projection means fit, means the ratio of the texture will fit as per the dimension of the sphere. So when I click there, you can see on the screen, okay, the texture has resolved properly. Yeah, okay, now this way I can do. Now when I select again and click over here, you can see it is a fit one. So the whatever is the aspect ratio of the texture, it will fit accordingly as per the sphere one. And when I click in the world, you can see in a tile format the texture will be applied. Okay, now if I want to edit this, I don't want to have this scale, I can go to default tray, select the dropper, click on this material. Okay, go to the edit panel. In edit panel, I have at present 10 inch by 10 inch. I'll be changing this to some value. Okay, now let me change this value. I have changed this to almost 36 inches. This will not affect the rendering. I'm just only adjusting the texture scale, not the property of the material. So on first I applied brick material. Now in the second one I'll be applying some another material. I have selected the sphere. Now I will be applying a metal. In this metal I will be applying a 24 karat gold. I'm selecting this, right click and apply to selection. When I click on this, you can see it should appear a bit yellowish, but it is showing me brown. Why it is showing, we'll see that in the later sections. Okay, now I'll be applying another material of glass. I have selected on the glass folder. Glass I'll be using the glass window neutral. Okay, yes, here is it. Let me right click, apply to selection. Yes, it has been applied. So I applied 3 materials. Now it's the turn to apply the wooden material. I'll select this. Okay, here we have wooden laminate. Okay, okay, first I'll select this. After selecting, I'll be placing this floor ring paraquet geometry. Right click, apply to selection. The same scene happens here for the way it happened in the brick. So I'll select this, go to VI utilities, and I'll still click on the spherical projection world, and you can see the texture has been mapped properly. So I will again edit this using the editor panel. Okay, here I have 10 inch 36. Okay, that works fine for me, and you can see the texture has been resolved properly the way it is. Okay, so I have applied all the materials. Okay, the brick, the metal, glass and wood. Now let me set the screen properly, and after this what I will do, now see here I have option of apply to selection, delete and add to scene. I don't want to delete the material, I want to say add to scene. When I click on this add to scene, you can see over here I have the material over here, but I don't have I have a copy of material. I have the material over here, but I don't have the material anywhere in the model. Sometimes this creates a confusion for me. So whenever you make this and when I select this, it will show me over here that this is present. So whenever you find this sort of materials, duplicate or this has been added to scene, just try to delete it so it saves from the confusion. And here there are many different types of materials. I will rename them. Okay, I am renaming this. I will give the name sphere brick. Okay, and the second one I will select this and rename this to sphere wooden. Then I will select this and make this to sphere glass, and the last one I will select this sphere and golden. This at present I have a small model, so it becomes easier for me to identify the materials. But in case of complex models, what happens if I have many numbers of material, this becomes quite necessary for me to know this. After applying the materials, now here let us see in more detail regarding the VRA BRDF. Okay, I have this VRA asset editor. I have selected this fig here, and now here when I right click, I have first panel known as VRA BRDF. In this I have diffuse, reflection and opacity. Now let us see in a bit detail what are these. Reflection will be generally in translucent objects. Okay, so we'll be seeing in this case diffuse, reflection and opacity. So talking about the diffuse known as the base material of the object, and in this diffuse you can see our texture slot. Okay, in the texture slot, what is the thing, the texture of the brick which is applied, it is showing me over here, and you can see in the preview as well. Okay, when I click on this texture slot, it shows me the texture its ratio that this is applied at present over here, and you can see in this bitmap file. If I want to go back, I will click over here and it will take me to the main panels. Now when I just here I can see a tick mark. If I untick this, this changes to black color because the color is not being shown. And I also have a bump map. If I close this, it becomes this way. Now here I can change the base color whatever I want. The texture which will show its effect, but at present as it is unticked, it will not show the effect of the texture color. Now let me see an interactive render over here. In this case, you can see over here. Okay, in the model we have the brick model, but in this after editing you can see there's a change in the material. Now I can use the color picker and you can see the changes I can do as I have the texture slot mode deactivated. I can change the color this way, and when I untick this, even though the diffuse color is this, it will show me the effect of the texture whatever I have. So this was regarding the diffuse. Now let us move to the second panel of reflection. Okay, in this reflection, if I switch off this, so I'm not able to see clearly the reflections, but as this is a rough surface, okay, so I won't be able to see clearly the reflection because on rough surfaces the reflections are not quite clear. Okay, now in this I have reflection color, reflection glossiness. Okay, reflection color, I have the bar over here which I can drag and take it over there. Here I have a tick box for the color. Here is black color. Black means it will disable the reflection layer. Now see, when I just place my cursor, it is showing me specifies the reflection and highlight color of the material. Set the value black to disable the reflection layer. So at present it is black, so it will not show me any reflection. If I want to activate a layer, a reflection layer, I will take it to white. Okay, but being a rough surface, I won't be able to see this clearly. Okay, now the reason for the roughness of this material, okay, is due to the bump map which is applied on this. Now bump map is what? Bump map is a map which gives me the real effect of the object in this. And you can see now when I just untick this, you can see a bit of reflection over here. Let me just change the camera view so I can get a clear idea. You can see over here, yes, here you can see I can see a reflection over here because my bump map is off. Okay, and it does not show me a proper reflection, not sharp reflection. Now here below this I have reflection glossiness. If I have this value as 1, this glossiness will control the sharpness of the reflection. Okay, if I have the value as 1, it will give me a mirror like reflection. If I have the values less than this, it will give me a blurred reflection. As you can see present, I have one value. You can see the golden sphere, I can see clearly. Okay, if I reduce this value to bit, say 0.99, it will give me blurred reflection, not the way it showed me in the value of 1. Okay, so this way I can adjust this. Now when I let me set this value to zero point 0.5 and let us see the change. Okay, I have clicked on zero point 0.5 and you can see the change how it works over here. Okay, now let me change this to some other value. Okay, 0 0.8. And now when I just switch on this bump map, you see the difference over here. I can feel the realisticness of the material in this case. Now moving on to the another panel, that is opacity. Okay, at present the opacity, you can see over here, controls the material specific amount. At present you can see it is a solid object. If I reduce the value to zero point 0.5, half of it, it becomes a translucent object. You can feel the texture of the brick, and you can also see a bit through and through. If I reduce this more, zero point 0.1, it becomes nearer to transparent one. So this way I can adjust the opacity of the object. So in BRDF we have these 4 panels which helps me deciding the various properties, basic properties of the material and the texture. In the previous video, we have seen regarding the brick, various properties, diffuse and all. Now let us move to another sphere, that is the golden one. At present in the SketchUp model, you can see the brown color. Let me open the asset editor. Okay, let me place it aside. Let me select golden and expand this. You can see in the preview it shows me the golden color, but in the model it shows me brown. How is it so? Okay, so first, as we have discussed earlier, diffuse is the base color of the material. Okay, so you see here the maroonish brown color, it shows me over here in diffuse. See, when I change this, you can see the change in the SketchUp model color. Okay, you can feel a bit change over here. But even though I change this, why is it not displaying me? Because this is all due to the reflection color, what you see in this panel, reflection color. Okay, it shows me a bit peach color. Okay, reflection. If I want to change this color, let me change this. Okay, let me change this. Okay, if I want to have the same material, I'll save this by clicking on copy. And now see, when I taken to black, it has changed to non-reflective surface, matte. And you can see the change over here in the interactive render. It is not displaying me any reflective property, it is just showing me oranges color. Now I'll stop the render. Okay, I'll right click on this, click on paste, so I get the original material. Now when I see again the interactive render, you can see the change over here. Okay. Now if I reduce this, you can see a bit change over here, reflective color, because as I'm reducing this, what happens, it is going towards black. Okay, and I change the diffuse color, you can see the change as well over here, the way it is showing me the reflection and all. So I'll take a bit on the right. Okay, orangish color still left. Yeah, okay, so to get the original color a bit, and I'm increasing the reflection color. Okay, let me see in frame buffer. Okay, let me adjust the windows so we can see clearly the previews and all. Now here comes the reflection glossiness as we discussed. At present is 0.98. I will take it this to full by typing it over here 1. Okay, so you can see over here I get a sharp reflection and a clear one. Now I will have the opacity over here. If I reduce this, I can see the image in the rendering process as a translucent object. Okay, so this way I can change it. I will adjust the opacity again to 1, so I get the proper value. So this was regarding the golden material, as the metal deals with the reflection. So we saw in more detail regarding the reflection property in this one. We have seen the gold. Now let us move to the glass material over here. Glass, we know, is a transparent material in terms of visuality. Okay, and you can see over here I have selected this. It shows me. Before moving, let me just see a interactive render. Now see, when I see over here, it shows me ground upside and sky down in the sphere. Why is it so? If I want to have this as a clear glass, what I need to do over here in the V-Ray BRDF, I need to set the opacity, and in this opacity, okay, now see, when I just reduce this value to 0.99, you can see a clear like a bubble one. So I need to reduce this 0.99. Now as this is a transparent one, as the light passes through this, we'll see the reflection layer in this. When I reduce this to black, it will not allow the light to pass through this. And when I take this to white color, and you can see slowly it is turning into a transparent one. So in this reflection color, whenever I take this to black, it means the reflection will be disabled, or it will be half. I'm reducing this, and now when I take this to white, you can see it has regained its original one. Now after this I have a fog color. Now what do you mean by fog color? Okay, now when we talk about this fog color, let me, it shows over here, specifies the attenuation of light as it passes through the material, and this allows to stimulate the fact that the thick objects look less transparent than the thin objects, and the effect of the fog depends on the absolute refractive index of the material. To explain this practically, you see over here the glasses. On the edges we see this, even though these are transparent, on the edges we see this green color linings, as you can see in these 4 glass shelves, right? So if you talk in this term with the V-Ray, what is the thing? This is a fog color, what we will be adjusting over here. Now at present I have white color. As I reduce this, it has changed to see in the preview it's showing me a translucent object, but in the V-Ray model you can see it shows me a darker one. Okay, so when I reduce this color, it becomes more and more thicker, and if I take this to white color, it shows me the transparent one. Now this fog multiplier, what I see, this will decide the effect of the fog on this sphere. As I am reducing this, you can see there is not a large change seen in the model on the right. I need to take it more lower values than this. Okay, if I change the color over here, you can see on the edges I can see a red color lining. Okay, I'm reducing this different color. You can see the effect of the changes what is being done over here. Okay, I will reduce the opacity over here as well. Okay, but here the main thing is I need to adjust the refraction over here. So what I will do, I'll adjust the fog color, okay, again to white, and you can see reflection color. Now I can see a translucent object with reddish color. Now I have reduced this again. You can see the change over here as well. Okay, so as per your choice, whatever you need to adjust this accordingly. Okay, So this was regarding the refraction layer in V-Ray, which was in the V-Ray BRDF section. In this section we'll be seeing regarding the bump map. Let us take the brick sphere for this case to understand properly the effect of the bump map on this. So before that I'll first see an interactive render over here. Okay, let me switch on the interactive render. Yeah, let me set the camera angle so I can study it properly. Okay, let me rotate this and zoom this a bit. Okay, now yes, zooming in the SketchUp camera. Okay, let me zoom a bit more so you can see the effect of this. Okay, see over here in this you can see the different materials as well. Okay, the wooden sphere is also here. Okay, this is a bit polished material. Okay, so and a brick, if we talk about, it is a rough surface, metal is a reflective, and a glass is a transparent one. So here we'll be taking the brick example. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, okay, now when you see this material in the render, it gives me a realistic feeling of the material. You can see over here the roughness, and let me zoom a bit. You can see the level difference over here, the shadows which are falling. You can see the joints over here, right here, black one. Then I have the materials. You can see the roughness of this. We know there are two types of surfaces, smooth and rough, and a mid surface. Brick is a bit rough one, as you can see over here in this one, and we see this clearly due to the realistic material, which is known as PBR texture. Now, when I click on brick sphere, let me see the preview. At present, I see over the preview. I'll stop the render. I will start the render again. Sorry. Okay, now talking about this, at present the bump map is on. That's why it is showing me the roughness. Okay. In VRD in bump mapping, when I open this panel, I have two options, mode and amount. Now at present it is activated. When you see over here, when I just deactivate this, it looks like a wallpaper or a paper of with the brick print applied on this, and it does not give me a realistic effect of the material. You can see over here I can see the reflection a bit. Okay, now when I just switch on again, activate this, you can feel the roughness and the shadow and the realisticness of this material. You can see through these joints and all. So this is the effect of realisticness. Making it a more realistic depends upon the use of bump map. At present I have in the bump map a texture of the brick used over here. Now when I switch on this, it shows me black and white. Why is it so? In bitmap I have image file. Okay, it is showing me here the file from where this has been taken. Okay, color space, color manipulation I have. There are many settings over here. Okay, then I have texture placement. Regarding the texture settings for the texture, rotate, mirror and all. Okay, we'll not be dealing this because I'm just talking about the bump map. Here we have black and white map. In this, black and white means black means to go deep inside from the zero level, and white means to come out from this. Now how to decide that how much it will go and happen? It depends upon the texture what you have provided. Okay, we can control this roughness and the bumpness of the material by adjusting this. Okay, you can see in the image it is not necessary that you will get the black and white texture for all. So in that case, what to do, you'll be seeing that in the further videos. Okay, let me go back. Now see over here I have the amount. At present it is 1. If I increase this, at present you can see the rendering for the 1 value. So if I reduce this, you can see a bit change. It is getting a bit smoother as compared to the value which was for 1. If I again try to adjust the value over here, 0.1, now see it is going towards a smooth one. So the more less the value, it will be more smoother. More value towards 1, it will have the roughness properly. So when I take again this 2.5, you can start filling again the same thing over here. Okay, now I have done to 1. You can see the realisticness of the image over here in the brick sphere. Now let us move to the topic of V-Ray light. You can see over here we have the V-Ray light panel. Various types of lights are present over here. I have rectangle light. Okay, if I want to place a rectangle light over here, I will click on this. Okay, after clicking this, now what will happen? Okay, let me just set the camera. Okay, I'm placing a light over here so that I get a proper rectangle over here. So I'll select 2 points and adjust this accordingly. Okay, yes, I'm doing this randomly so I get a proper rectangle. Now let me move this light to somewhere else so I can see the effect of light. I'm keeping this over here so I can see. Let me change the camera. Let me adjust the height of this a bit. Okay, now here arrow indicates that from this face the light will be emitted. That is the front face. Okay, I'm taking this a bit closer. Now let me go to asset editor. In asset editor, now in the light sections, I can see the rectangle light has been added over here. Okay, here I have two panels, parameters and options. First I have color, intensity, units, shape, u size, v size, and many more things. So in this color and textures, if I want to change the color, I can click on this box and adjust whatever, select the color whatever I want. When I select over here, you see in the preview it is showing me red. Now let me see the changes over here. Okay, I can see this is a red one, but I'm not able to see the effect of the light. Why? Because there is a sunlight over here which is overriding it, so I'm not able to see the effect of this. So for that I need to do some setting. Let me adjust this first, and you can see I have background also in this as well as the sunlight. So what to do for that case? Now in the lights, you can see before the name I have an icon. Okay, I have a sunlight as well. If you want to see a pitch black one, I will switch off the sunlight. When I click over here, you can see the change. It has turned to a bit dull effect. So that is resolved. Now what about the background? I want to have a pitch black one so that I can clearly see the effect of this. So what I do, I'll go to rectangle light. Okay, first I will go to settings. Sorry, in settings I will go to environment. In environment I have background. I have a tick one over here. When I untick this, now you see the change on the left, how it looks. Now it gives me a feeling of a studio, a pitch black studio. So you need to do the settings for the background and the sunlight to feel the effect of this light in this case. So now moving on to another one over here to the lights again. Okay, I'm going to rectangle light. I'm adjusting the setting over here. I will adjust the color first. Okay, when I click over here, okay, yeah, let me place this a bit different color. You can see the change over here. At present it is the default value 30, so you won't be able to see properly the effect of this. I have placed this to white. Okay, now after this I have intensity is at present 30. This is the default value. I will increase this value. I have the minimum 0 value, maximum up to 9 zeros. I'm keeping this at present 150, so you can see the increase in the intensity of the light. Okay, let me adjust the camera. I take this a bit closer, zoom this so you can see the effect of this. Okay, let me change the angle of this a bit. Yes, you can see over here clearly effect of light. Okay, in units at present we have the default scalar. Okay, there are many units. Okay, we have the shape here as well, u size, v size. Okay, at present whatever light I have, it is of this size. I can change this. U size will expand the size in horizontal manner. We will change the size in vertical direction from the center of what the arrow what I see. So when I reduce this again, you can see the change the dimension of the light. So I can adjust from here as well. Okay, so I have the parameters over here. I can change from here as well. I have 150. Let me change this a bit. I have increased this to 250. I can change the color from here as well. So here it becomes easier for me. Now here in the options, I have many few options. Say if I want to see only the light, not the light source, so I have an option of invisible. When I click over there, okay, light will be visible but not the light source. Okay, so in rendering, if you want to hide this light and see the light effect, you can click on invisible and you can gain this effect. Now one more thing over here, let me copy this to show you the other effect. At present, when I see it is emitting light from only one surface, okay, from this arrow. If I want to have the light emitted from both the sides, I click on double side and now it will emit light from both the faces, that is the front and the back. When I switch it off again, it only emits from one side, as you can see on the screen. Now let me stop the render. Okay, now we have another light known as sphere light. Okay, I will stop the interactive render. Here it was on. Yeah, other it will take more loading. Now I will be placing a sphere light the way we place rectangle light. Okay, sphere light is used to have a illumination, uniform illumination for 360-degree. So I'll click on the sphere light. If I want to activate, I will select a center for the sphere. I will dynamically adjust the sphere right now. Now see, when I place over here, it shows me the sphere light. I'll be moving this and placing it a bit proper way so I can see the effect of this light again. Okay, let me adjust this. Okay, let me change the angle and keep on seeing. Let me keep the near so I can get an idea. Okay, now I will expand this sphere light. Okay, let me see an interactive render at present over here. Okay, I have a sphere light, but what happens over here, due to the rectangle light, the sphere light is a bit dull. Okay, so because one thing is that the intensity of rectangle light has been increased and sphere light is at its default value. If I want to see the effect, I will switch off the rectangle light. Okay, now I will adjust the intensity and color as well. First I will adjust the color, and the same way you can change the color as we change for the rectangle light. The principle remains the same for changing. Okay, now after that we have intensity. At present it was 30 default, giving this more so I get a proper one. Now I can adjust the size because here we have the radius and diameter. Here I can adjust the size as well. Even after this limit I can type and have a larger one. I'm selecting 250 at present. You can see there is a change in the sphere. Oh sorry, 2500. Yes, now okay, this looks a bit resolved. Now here only I have an option of invisible. Okay, no double sided because it is emitting in 360. Same way, if I click on invisible, I will see the effect of light and the sphere, but I will not be visible. Okay, I will again click on invisible so I get the sphere again. Now having a look at the sphere light, now let us move to another light which is known as spotlight. We know spotlight is generally used to focus on a specific point. To see the effect of spotlight, let me make a line to hang a spotlight over here. So I'm making it over here. I want to focus my light on the spheres. I click on spotlight. Now you see over here it shows me select a light source and hold shift to control direction. If I don't press shift, what will happen, it will show me and the place the light in a vertical direction below. Okay, if I press shift, now you can see over here a yellow cone area and showing me a bit effect how the light will be done. I want to focus on the brick area, so I'm clicking there. Okay, now it shows me select the light cone angle. Okay, you see the spread of the light it shows me. So I want to spread this much light. I'm clicking over here. Okay, now after this I can see the rings like Saturn planet, right? So it is known as a light penumbra angle. What it is, I will explain you. Okay, now you can see over here it is showing me spotlight. Now in this I will have the sphere light, so I will switch off this both the lights to see the effect of the spotlight. Now let me see and render over here. Oh, it looks a full black. So I think this intensity what we have, it is 1000. It is not sufficient for me to light up the area. So what I do, I will adjust the intensity over here. Okay, I'll click on the spotlight. Or you can see over here I have the cone angle and the penumbra angle. Now what is this? Let me show you. Now see, when I do penumbra angle to 0, it cone angle, it shows me here strong beam of light casted over here, which is quite less practical in the real world. Okay, now we know at the intensity at the source the light is strong, okay, and at the edges the light should be soft. So if I just turn on the cone angle, it will show me this effect. And if I increase the penumbra angle, okay, let me show you. Let me increase the penumbra angle, so you can see the effect. Now on the edges can feel the light which is getting softer. As you can see, when I move, it will also start spreading, as well as it will also have the light softer on the edges. Okay, now I will either adjust the intensity. 1000 is not sufficient, I will adjust from here. Okay, let me take this value a bit larger, crossing 10,000 mark. Okay, because here I can take maximum value to 9 zeros. Okay, I'm taking this to 10,000. Okay, here I can see, oh, but here the brick opacity, I have kept it less. So first let me go to the uh, material over here. In material, let me adjust the opacity of the brick so I can see clearly. Yes, now I have adjusted this. Now you can see the effect of this over here. Let me click on spotlight. You can see over here. Now see, here I have intensity. Let me reduce this or increase this. Okay, yes, I am increasing. You can see effect in the intensity of the light. It is increasing more. Now we have one more light, IS light. For this I have made a wall over here to explain you this. Okay, now what is IS light? IS light stands for Illuminating Engineering Society, which describes the distribution of light in a specific pattern. Okay, now let me show you so you get an idea. Here you can see I have the various types of light. This type of lights you might have seen in the showrooms, light showrooms. You might have seen different designs being casted. Okay, so if you want to have this type of light in V-Ray, okay, you need to use IS light. We have the light format with us. Okay, you'll be getting it in the resources folder. You can see when I click on IS light, it always takes me to a folder. Okay, and it has many format. The format is .is. Okay, I have the folder over here. In this folder I have the files as well as the preview, so I can get an idea what type of light I want to place and what type of light. I have the file format over here, so you can select from here whatever you want. Let me go to SketchUp again. Okay, now to demonstrate this, let me uh, make a reference point to place a light over here. I'll click on IS light. Okay, for this I'll be using number 14 light. Okay, open. Now I'll be placing this. See over here, it shows me select a light source, hold shift to control direction. If I don't press shift, it will give me a vertical one. Blue shows me that it is going in vertical direction. As I want to see the effect of the light in this one, I'll be selecting over here. If it shows white, it means it is the light is falling into the wall. Now here when I see IS light, okay, here I can see the preview of light. Now in intensity you can see here it is value is different. It is a lumen. Okay, it is 1700. Let me first see the interactive render over here. Okay, okay, it is a default value. A default value I can see this one. Okay, now for this what I will do, I will take this a bit inside so I can see it clearly. I have taken this. Okay, yeah, but this intensity won't work. If you want to see clearly this effect, I need to increase the intensity as well. At present it is in lumens. What we were using till now in various different lights, it was scalar one. Okay, so if you want to change this, okay, intensity. Let me first take this on the side. Okay, here it is showing me. If you want to adjust this more, you click on this and you can change it over here. For 1700 I went to 17,000, and you can see the change intensity of the light in this case. Okay, I'm changing the camera view so you can get a clear idea. Okay, in this case, so this way I can change this. Let me increase this a bit more, 34,000. Okay, it is not showing a more one. Let me increase this a bit. In this option I don't have anything. So this was regarding the IS light. After looking at this IS light, now I have a mesh light. Let me show you this light. As you can see over here, this is where we have the neon light written over here, open, and this one. Okay, now these are various different shapes. If I want to have this type of lights in V-Ray, how is it possible? It is possible through a mesh light. You can see over here at present I have selected something. If I have a group or a component, then only it will make or convert this into a mesh light. This is a IS light, so it won't happen. So in order to have something, I need to have group or a component. So taking these neon alphabets, I will first select some text, give this name dream house, dream house. Okay, so I want to make this the way it was shown there. Okay, I am placing the 3D text over here. I will scale this a bit so you can get a clear idea. Okay, now I place this and scale. Now if I want to make this as a neon light, what I will do, select this. Now you can see it here, it has changed to orange. Okay, when I click now here, in this you can see a red color, some marks over here on the edges. This means that it has converted into a mesh light. You can see over here in the mesh light, when I click there, it looks like a round ring of light. It is 30. I'm taking this to 500. I'll change the color of this a bit and then see the render. Okay, I'll select here. Now you can see over here, this gives me a feeling of a neon color over here. I can adjust the intensity, reducing this a bit. Okay, after this I will try to take this a bit outside. Okay, let me zoom in this. Let me take it a bit outside. Okay, for this I will copy this and select the previous one and delete that. Now you can see over here, the previous one I wasn't able to see the wall texture behind this. Now I can see clearly the brick texture as well behind. Now I will change the color over here. I can change the color from here: green, blue tension shades, cyan color, green color, pinkish color, whatever color you want you can change from here in this case of light. So if you want to have this type of neon lights in V-Ray, you can use this mesh light and achieve this effect. Okay, we have seen, now we'll be seeing how to apply V-Ray materials and texture, customize materials. Okay, so in this we'll be applying the veneer material over here. We have this plan over here. Okay, window, wall, ceiling lights, wooden panel, wooden flooring, and many more things we have in this 3D what you see. Now in this wooden flooring, I have this wooden flooring. This is a 3D panel. Here I have a TV unit. I have a travertine panel over here on the TV unit. Okay, so I'll be applying first the materials in all these objects one by one. So first of all, I'll be applying the wooden material over here. Let me click over here. Okay, I'll be applying the material not using the paint bucket but the option of import. Okay, so I have this material saved over here, veneer one. Okay, I'll be selecting this walnut veneer. Let me adjust this. Okay, I've placed it over here. Okay, now I will adjust this intensity. How to do? Click on texture, right click, position, use this green pen to adjust the texture however I want. Okay, and I will try to adjust till the limit I want. Okay, yeah, this limit. Okay, this looks suitable for me. So what I will do for that, done. Okay, in default I will go select the dropper and apply the same material to different other material panels where I want the same material. Okay, so I'm applying here as well, and let me zoom this. Okay, here it was remaining. So here I have something. Okay, let me remove this. I have some surface. I want to apply the same over here. Select this, and okay, I applied over here. Now the same thing I'll be applying on the side tables and the bed. Here is, these are the components, so if I apply in one, it will apply on both. This is a group. Control A and control and this, I'm placing it over here. So I applied the veneer material over here. The same material I'll be having over here in this frames. Okay, I'm selecting this. This is a different material. Control A. Okay, oh sorry, control Z. Here this is a group. I will remove selection from this. Okay, apply the frame. Same material over here in the TV unit frame. Control A, control and click. So I have almost applied the material over here. Now I'll be applying the window materials over here. Okay, I'll go to scene 1 again because this was banged into the wall. Okay, here I have also veneer. Okay, I place over here as well. Okay, veneer has been placed almost. Now let me place the material for this flooring. Okay, I'll be placing some light color. So I'll go again to import. I have a material over here. For this I'll be selecting this Bianco Romano. Many materials I have, so I have used at present the gray one. Okay, let me place this. Try to fix this in the ratio. The same procedure what we did. Right click on texture position and then adjust the scale what you want. You can rotate this as well over here. Okay, as a bit will be going in the flooring, so you can keep it in a way that it looks a bit proper. So I scale this properly to the full floor, and I have the floor material applied over here as you can see. Okay, so let me go to scene 1. Now I'll be applying a travertine material over here. Travertine material also I have downloaded. Same procedure, import T. Yes, travertine. This was the travertine used. Now I'm using this and scaling this to this material so I can see a bit proper material. I am adjusting this as well. Done, and I get a travertine texture over here. Okay, now let me apply here as well where it is remaining, and let me set the scene to scene 1. Okay, so in this I have applied veneer and travertine material. Okay, after applying this main materials, now I'll be applying various materials on this window and many more things what are remaining here. TV unit, the window, and the leather bed bag. First I will apply over here leather bed bag. The same process of import. I will go to leather. Okay, I selected this leather stitch 1. Okay, I will apply first over here to one surface. After applying this, then I will apply to various other surfaces. So let me just place it over here first. I need to be very much cautious in selecting the points over here. Okay, now after doing this I will take this and adjust this a bit more, and done. Okay, after doing this, go to default tray, select this, control A, and done. So I have applied the texture of leather over here on the bed back. Now moving on to various other surfaces. Okay, now in this window I'll be applying a metal seam, so I have selected there. I will click on this, and after clicking over here I'll be applying the framing material over here. I have applied metal over here, a metal seamed over here, and another window same I will apply here as well. Okay, click control and apply the material so it fits automatically and applies quickly. Now window has been done. Now talking about these panels, I'll be applying some 3D form panels by using the image import 3D wall panel. Click on import. I'll be using this image for this panel. Now see, always try to search such image that you have a continuous pattern when it is applied. This looks a bit continuous when I have placed this. Okay, so it gives me a good feeling in this case. Let me remove this. Okay, texture solution. I'll take a bit, scale this a bit more so I can see a large textures over here. Okay, done. Let me go again to scene 1. Okay, now I'll be placing a 3D panel over here, one more texture material over here. This I'll be using 3D wall panel. You can import, and I'll be scaling this to this smaller side. So now you see over here when I have placed, okay, at the edges over here, when I see, okay, so I'll be adjusting this in such a way that I get the material in this manner. So when I see from far, I get a better effect and a continuous effect in this 3D model. Now applying the materials for the TV unit. Okay, I'll be applying a veneer over here in the drawer for the TV unit. So I'll select this and apply veneer over here. This is a TV unit lower. I'll be applying a aluminum one. So go to metal, click aluminum and apply over here. Yes, applied. Now I'll adjust this color a bit over here. Okay, now main frame of the TV unit, what I need to apply some related texture over here. So I'll be using some brownish color over here. In this case, let me search which shall I take. Okay, let me take this. We have many more over here, so I'm using classic wave at present over here. Let me use this classic wave. Okay, applied. Now go to default tray, select the dropper and apply it over here. Okay, this looks a bit tile portion, so I'll first scale this and rotate this to get a good and a continuous texture as per my TV unit model scale. Okay, this is perfect. I will click on done. Then now use the dropper and then apply it over here as well. Control Z, sorry. Okay, again go to default tray, select this and apply over here. Now it looks a continuous one. Here in the edges it is remaining to be applied. So what I will do, I will apply here as well, setting this to scene 1 and seeing whether all has been resolved or not.